Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Umamaheshwararao and I will be the Sergeant of Arms at today's meeting. I welcome you all to the meeting number 840 of the Medley Toastmasters Club. Before we start the meeting, I would like to mention 3 ground rules that we follow throughout the Toastmaster meeting. Please keep your mobile phones in silent mode or please switch off them. I'll give you 10 seconds to ensure a noiseless meeting. As a Toastmasters, we do not talk about sex, religion and politics. So please refrain yourself from discussing about these topics. Also, do not cross talk. The mission of our Toastmaster Club is to provide a positive and supportive learning experience to its members. It helps in improving their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I encourage all of you to attend to throughout the meeting and encourage the speakers with warm smiles and applause. Let's have a great meeting. With this, I would like to welcome our Presiding Officer, whom I shall hand over the stage. She is a software professional with experience in both US and India. Currently, she is working as a director in software startup. She is an avid reader of both fictional and non-fictional books. She loves attending lectures about temples of South India and learning about the history of the city of Chennai. I welcome Toastmaster Amirtha to take over.
Thank you, Sergeant Dance, Toastmaster Umamaheshwar. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and some dear guests. The sound of this lever, I declare meeting number 840 open. Please have a seat. I wish to welcome the dignitaries present here. First, we have to distinguished Toastmaster Sampath sir. He is charge member of our club. And distinguished Toastmaster Sundararaman C, past president of our club. And a warm welcome to all our members and some guests. I wish to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Guruprasad. Sorry. Let's get started with the meeting. We have some guests today. Can you come and introduce yourself?
I'm Vimalashri.
Vimalashri. Okay.
So I live in Haryar, just the next street. I knew that this is happening for some time, but today I was able to make it.
I spoke to Anuradha. My name is Amirtha.
Oh, okay. I spoke to Anuradha ma'am. So this is the first time I'm coming here. I'm in IT. I'm a cybersecurity leader for a e-commerce platform. So I've heard a lot about Toastmasters. So in fact, my son's college, he's in the second year. They have a Toastmasters club in their college. So I was like, why don't you make use of that? I'm running for such arenas like this. So I'm very happy to come and visit you today.
Very welcome. Please have a seat. Guest Karthika, would you like to come and introduce yourself? Please come. Tell us how you heard about Toastmasters.
I'm firstly happy to speak in front of you. I'm Karthik from my native is Rajabaya. Currently live in TMoD. I recently attended the Toastmaster before. I had more experience and had some confidence. So,
Welcome to our meeting. Thank you. Yes, Rajlakshmi, please come.
So, hello all, I'm Rajlakshmi. I'm from Tiruvallur. So I heard about Toastmasters last week only through one of my office colleagues. So based on their inputs, I thought of connecting in one of the Toastmaster club near my area. So through that, I contacted you, ma'am. So I just want to have an in-person experience how it is happening and how it is conducted, and also I just want to develop my skills and communication development. So that is the main objective of this.
Very good. Yeah, right. For the benefit of new members and guests, Toastmasters is a 100-year-old organization, and it was started by R C 20. The organization specifically empowers people to develop their leadership and communication skills. So all the guests, you are in the right place. I hope you have a good meeting. I wanted to share a short story with you. This is a story some of you may have heard, or read, but I still thought it's worth repeating because of the importance of the message. Once there was a college classroom, a professor was holding an experiment, and he had a glass jar, and he started filling the jar with big rocks the size of lemons. So he kept adding the rocks to the jar, and then soon the jar was almost full. So he looks at his class and he asks, "Is the jar full? What do you think?" And they all look at him and say, "Yes sir, it's full to the top." Then he goes and grabs another bag of pebbles, and he takes it and he comes and starts pouring it into the jar. The pebbles are really small and smooth, and they find the spaces between the rocks and they run down, and then the whole jar is slowly filled with the pebbles with all the intermediate spaces filled. Now he looks at his classroom and he asks them, "Is the jar full? What do you think?" They are like a little bit doubtful now. They are wondering what's going on. They say, "Yes sir, it's full. Whatever little space was left is also has been taken over by the pebbles." Now he goes and grabs a bag of fine sand. He takes it and he pours it into the jar. The sand is able to find some space in between the pebbles and the rocks. It runs through all the way to the bottom and fills up all the little crevices, and the jar is completely full. It's airtight. There's nothing left, no space left. So there's pebbles and rocks and fine sand. Now he looks at his classroom and he says, "Do you think the jar is full?" They are like, "Yes, the jar seems full." They don't know what else to expect from this. Now he goes on to say, "This jar is a metaphor for the life, our life and the time we have. The big rocks are the important things in our life, our health, our relationships, family, friendships, and some of the important things that we want to achieve in our life. And the little pebbles, the small smooth pebbles, these are essential but not very crucial. Things that you do, you have to do. For example, your work, your career, running your house, etc." And then he tells us the sand. The sand is a metaphor for all the little things that take time out of your life every single day. They are not really enriching your life in a big way in the long term, but you have to do them, and then they are just taking up all your time, and for some people it just takes up all your life. So he says, if we reverse this experiment, take the jar and first fill the sand, then try to fill the pebbles where how much of space there is. There is no space left for the big rocks. Similarly in life, if we just fill up our time with all the little things that we have to do, cooking, cleaning, commuting, running our house, picking up, dropping off, all the things that we do, sometimes for us, sometimes for other people. If we do that, then there is no time left for the important things, the soul fulfilling things that we would like to do that will enrich our lives. So let's learn from this story that we have to prioritize the important things in our life. Let's focus on self-care and taking care of our health. Let's focus on taking time to nurture our relationships, our friendships, spend quality time with the children, spouse, parents, and then all the other things somehow will find time. It will get done. It's not going to be missed out. So that was the story I wanted to share with all of you today. It's a question about prioritization of your time, management of your time, as well as focusing on the right goals. This is something that all the Toastmasters or all the people can really use. Therefore, I wanted to share this story. In order to take this meeting forward, we have the Toastmaster of the day today. That will be Toastmaster Dinesh CJ. Please come. He works in the real estate sector, and I have known him for the last 1.5 years since I've been in Toastmasters. He's always ready with a smile and always ready to help and jump into any room. Toastmaster Dinesh. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amirtha, for the warm welcome. A very good afternoon to all Toastmasters and dear guests. Today I will be playing the role of the Toastmaster of the day. That is similar to the role of the Master of Ceremonies, as we know. In the Toastmaster of the day, he gives us the theme of the day. The theme today is Delegation Builds Leaders. the reason I chose this topic was last month I went to a Toastmaster club in North Chennai. I was there as a guest and I wanted to see how the meeting happens. I was there way before the meeting, like 15 to 20 minutes before the meeting, and I was sitting there. I introduced myself to the VPE. As the meeting started, since the Surgeon at Arms was absent, the VPE took up on the role of the Surgeon at Arms, and he was doing the role. And the Toastmaster introduced the General Evaluator, and again the VPE pops up, and he starts speaking again. And then the General Evaluator himself, he introduced himself as a timer, and when the evaluation comes, he does the role of an evaluator also. So the VP is essentially doing 4 roles in the Toastmaster. In fact, it defeated the entire purpose of Toastmasters itself. What Toastmaster Amirtha said, Toastmasters about building leaders, and building leaders can only be done effectively by delegating the matter. After the meeting was over, I was called upon to speak. Before me, there was a speaker who was also a fellow Toastmaster. He said that the VP, his name was Ramesh. He said, Ramesh is everywhere. He was like Kamala Hassan in the Samadara movie. In every frame, he was there. So I congratulate him. So when I came to speak, I told, what I told. The purpose Ramesh did is completely defeats the purpose of Toastmasters itself. He should have delegated it to an issue. For example, he knew that I was a visiting Toastmaster and I could have been called to play the role of the timer, or there were so many other Toastmasters itself, instead of him doing all the roles. In a few weeks, if he continues to do like that, he'll be completely burned out and it will be tough for him to even go forward, and he's not giving others a chance as well. So that is the theme today, delegation builds leaders. For example, last week when you all saw, there was the officers training program. Many guests asked me actually, this officers training program happens every day. I was told that no, it happens only once in 6 months. We saw how for each role there was a person who was dedicated. For the Surgeon at Arms, there is the role, the Sendil Kumar is there. He has to come early and he has to make sure that the meeting room is well in place. Then there is the treasurer who has to make sure that all the payments are done. Then there is the VPM is there, Vice President membership. Jayashri is there, who has to make sure that the new members are taken in and also the existing members are made to look good. There's the VP, Toastmaster Pramod, who has the big role of preparing the agenda, and the President Toastmaster Barath, who has, like the CEO of a company, has to make sure that each and every meeting functions very well. If you ask me, can a single person do the entire role, all the 7 roles?
No.
It's not at all possible. Because for us, Toastmasters comes third. First is our personal life. Second is our professional life, wherever what we do for it. And the third, it comes to Toastmasters. If a person starts doing all 7 roles, they'll be burned out, and there is no room for others to learn as well. So that's why delegation is a very important aspect of Toastmasters. There are 6 principles of how to delegate effectively. The first, choose the right person. Second is to define the clear expectations. Third, provide necessary resources. Fourth, give authority to them. Fifth, monitor progress. And finally, evaluate and reflect how well they are delegating. Before I would go further in today's meeting and talk further about delegation, I will tell about the structure of today's speeches. Today we will be having 3 prepared speeches, followed it by a table topic session or an impromptu speech session. For the table topic session, members and also guests they will be called upon to speak for 1 or 2 minutes. And then at the highlight of today's session, the educational speech by DTM Sriram will be happening, and finally we will conclude it by the evaluation session. To assist in today's meeting, I have DTM Guruprasad P as the General Evaluator. Professionally, he is an expert in process safety management. He has given talks in radio and TV on topics of science and management. Recently, he was the contest chair for district humorous finals. When he took over as president, his mentor told him to only track and monitor the progress of all the ExCom members and not to go into the nitty-gritties of how they perform. And he therefore delegated his job very well. The result, all his ExCom members except one went on to become distinguished Toastmasters, which is a great educational program. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. Before I begin my session, on behalf of Medley Toastmasters Club, I would like to recognize and welcome our educational speaker, the humorous champion of 2025, distinguished Toastmaster Sriram. I am the auditor of the day. How many of you are auditors here? Accounts, CA, chartered accountants? Thank you very much. Nobody is here. So I can brag about myself. I will be the auditor of the day. You know what auditor does? He does nothing. I can say there's no CS here. He just pokes his nose into everyone's account and finds faults. Do you agree?
Yes.
He never helps or suggests anything. He only finds faults. No, that's not the right way. An auditor has a set of rules, benchmarks, against which he needs to compare a process. A given process, a client, it could be an account, it could be an operation, it could be maintenance, or it could be client servicing, whatever it is, against a benchmark. He compares them and tells them how good they are doing, how bad they are doing. Sometimes how bad could be very critical, he needs to warn them. Even regulatory aspects come in, that's a different one. I am here as an auditor to evaluate this entire meeting with respect to the standard structure of a Toastmasters meeting. We call it as parliamentary procedure, meeting procedure, so many names. I will be watching this meeting throughout and taking some notes, and in the end come back, give some recommendations, and also appreciate certain things that went very well. I'm not alone. A single auditor cannot do everything. I have a big team supporting me. 3 direct sub-auditors and 3 background sub-auditors. So these background people, evaluation team people, are called as TAG. Toastmasters loves acronyms everywhere. But for the benefit of guests, let me explain. TAG is nothing but 3 people with 3 different roles: timer, R counter, and grammarian. The other direct evaluation team are the ones who will listen to every project speech, and when I call upon, they will come and give their feedback, their comment, opinion, and advice to the speaker. Let me first introduce my TAG team members, invite them to the stage, and ask them to explain to you why they are here, what they are going to do, how they will report. To begin with, I would like to invite Toastmaster Hema, the timer of the day.
Toastmasters and dear guests, as a timer, I'll time all the prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluation. So I just show the cards and indicate a green card if it is like qualifying time, yellow card is like targeted time, and red card is where the maximum time. So for the prepared speeches, it should be between 5 to 7 minutes. At 5th minute, I'll show the green card. At 6th minute, I'll show the yellow card. At 7th minute, I'll show the red card. And for the table topics, it should be between 1 to 2 minutes. And 1st minute, I'll show the green card. I'll 1.5 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. And 2nd minute, I'll show the red card. And for the evaluation, it should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2nd minute, I'll show the green card. And 2.5 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. And 3rd minute, I'll show the red card. And the end, when they call me upon, I'll come for the report, timer report. Yes.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster. And please remember, at the end of the red card, every speaker still has a 30 seconds grace time, but which will not be disclosed to you. You have to assume those 30 seconds and leave the stage accordingly. We are slightly different from the traffic police. We start with green, amber, and red. Moving on to the next role, I have a vacancy available. My counter till now has not responded.
Balaji sir, he's here.
Yes,
Sorry. I know what is the problem. It's almost 2 months since I visited Medley. I'm forgetting faces. I'd like to invite Mr. Toastmaster Balaji to explain his role, and I also hand over his notebook.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. The purpose of our counter is to help the speakers to understand the purpose of R counter is to note the words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pass filter by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds including I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I was just demonstrating the R counter. Don't count my R's and M's in your report. The third person, how many ever meetings I miss, how many ever years I don't come to Medley, I will never forget him. He is not only the grammarian of today's meeting, he is one of the founding fathers of Medley. We are very happy to have two of those founding members of Medley still continuing with us, giving us advice, participating, enjoying the life of Medley with us. I am very proud to introduce our grammarian, distinguished Toastmaster Sampath.
Good afternoon, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm quite glad more people are coming in. Because in the beginning we were too few. Today I am the grammarian. Don't think of me as your grammar teacher in the school. You start making faces and I turn that way. I will start with a very encouraging quote. Oscar Wilde said, George Moore wrote brilliant English until he discovered grammar. George Moore wrote brilliant English until he discovered grammar. The idea is we are here to express ourselves first. That is the first idea. Once you are able to do that, then you start improving the quality of your expression. One of those aspects is grammar. So don't be afraid of it. Your fear of grammar should not hinder your free speech. It is the first and important. As a grammarian, there are a few duties assigned. There used to be one person called wordmaster. Nowadays, wordmaster has been merged into grammarian. Today's word is interest. It is a word somewhat in consonance with the theme of the day. When you delegate somebody, you have to see whether that person can perform or not. If you see he can perform, you entrust the particular part of the task or the job to him. Entrust is a very simple word. It's probably known to many of you. I encourage you to use this as much as possible in the right sense. Entrust is a verb. Delegate is a verb. A noun, both can be used. Occasionally it can be used even as an adjective. But this is a verb. Now the second part of my duty is slightly less pleasant, to find fault with your English. This makes the grammarian very unpopular. So I shall try to be as diplomatic as possible. And the third part is a very pleasant part, to appreciate good usage of the language. True to the spirit of today's theme, I have delegated this to DTM Sundararaman. So at the end when we come, he will also come with me to do the positive side of the report, and then I will take the other side, the less positive side. So till we meet again, don't forget this word.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, grammarian. So, dear friends, you just watched the team to whom I entrusted the responsibility of evaluation deliver their objectives. And this is how you use the word and people will applaud. With the permission of grammarian, I would like to propose a new idea. Many times applauding during word of the day distracts the speaker or disturbs them. Why don't we show a thumbs up whenever they are applying the word of the day? So please, whenever I entrust this responsibility to all of you, whenever the word of the day is uttered, please give a thumbs up to the speaker so that he or she feels motivated. Toastmaster of the day, the driver of the vehicle, starting engine, me, the conductor already on board, passengers ready. Shall we begin the ride?
Yes.
Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Guruprasad sir, for setting the stage on fire. I think he wanted to be a conductor because even Rajinikanth was a conductor once, and he took that simile from there.
Super.
We are now moving into the first session of today's Toastmaster meeting, that is the prepared speech session. The first speaker today is Toastmaster Suresh Kumar. Before I call him, I call upon the speaker, Toastmaster Pugazhenthi, to read out the objectives of the speech, please.
So today our speaker Toastmaster Suresh Kumar is delivering his second speech on level 1 on pathway presentation mastery. The speech title is "You don't need to be perfect to be powerful." You don't need to be perfect to be powerful. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. Timer, please note the timing is for 5 to 7 minutes. Okay.
Toastmaster Suresh Kumar is a passionate talent acquisition leader with over a decade of experience in IT industry. Recently, he delegated his task of preparing a recruitment market analysis report to his junior team member. The result, not only did she do a great job, but boosted her confidence to be a great leader. That experience reminded Suresh that good delegation isn't about passing on work, it's about creating a space for others to grow into leaders. Toastmaster Suresh Kumar, you don't need to be perfect to be powerful. You don't need to be perfect to be powerful. Toastmaster Suresh Kumar.
How many of you have ever tried to be perfect in front of your manager when you had no clue what was going on? Or even tried to act like an ideal parent until your kids exposed in front of your guests? Anybody?
With the wife especially.
Yeah, okay. Great. There was a time in my life when I believed I had to be perfect to be respected. Perfect at work, perfect at home, perfect even when I was exhausted. I thought if I made a mistake, people would lose trust in me. I thought if I showed weakness, people would stop seeing me as capable. And I was silently afraid of being not enough. But deep inside, I was literally tired. I was stressed, and again, I was silently afraid of being not enough. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Suresh. Today, I am going to share with you how I stopped chasing perfection and started embracing something more real. That is, being real. I would like to start this as 5 incidents. Incident number 1 is about my early career perfectionism. In the early years of my career, I thought being a good employee means saying yes to everything. Yes to late night calls, yes to impossible deadlines, yes to things which I didn't even understand, like office politics, complex strategies, etc. Basically, I was the yes man with no clue. I was afraid of asking questions. I thought asking meant I was weak. So one night, I stayed up till 3 a.m. trying to fix a data file for a client. My brain was fried like a chicken. My eyes were red like Vijayga. And even my laptop fan sounded like it was crying. The next morning, my manager looked at the file and said, "Suresh, why you didn't ask for a help? We already have the template for this." That's when I realized I was not chasing success. I was just chasing the Oscar for the best corporate actor. And the second incident is all about the learnings which I learned being a fatherhood. Life gave me 2 more teachers, Taran and Hedwig, my 2 adorable chaos machines. I want to be a perfect father, calm, composed, and always ready. one evening, Taran started crying because he couldn't find his favorite toys. Edvik also started crying because Taran was crying. Then my wife looked at me. I looked at the ceiling like the hell would come from there. I stood in the middle of the living room, completely overwhelmed. Suddenly, I snapped and raised my voice. All of a sudden, the room became silent, dead silent. And suddenly, even the ceiling fan sound slowed down. Like, wow, chill dude. Then my kid Taran walked up to me and held my hand and said, "It's okay, Appa, I know you are tired." That's really hit me. Because they don't just need to be a perfect dad. All they want is me to be a present dad. And third incident is which happened pretty recently. Let me take you to the recent Sunday morning. I promised my wife that I would make breakfast. No, not just toast, not just coffee. No. I really wanted to impress. So I went on a full chef mode. Dosa, chutney, fancy omelette, etc. After 30 minutes of time, the entire kitchen looked like a crime scene. The dosa stuck to the pan like a cement. The omelette folded itself into something that looked like a used handkerchief. Even the chutney was confused, like, what am I doing here? My kids were standing from far. They were laughing like a live comedy show. I stood there in the kitchen with the flours in my hairs and the curry leaves in my slippers. I thought my wife would be annoyed. Instead, she took a bite and said, "This is the best breakfast because you tried." And that's when I realized it's not about perfection. The effort is what truly connects and not perfection. And that day I silently told myself, next time I'm just ordering idlis. And fourth incident is all about the recent moment which I had Toastmasters. Even here, when I gave my first speech, it had me nervous. I practiced multiple times. I even tried in front of the mirror, bathroom mirror, which was very supportive. It kept nodding back. The moment I came on stage, boom, I forgot a line. I froze for 2 seconds. Trust me, the timer even looked concerned. I thought I had failed. But once I finished my speech, people were smiling, nodding, acknowledging. And honestly, that's the moment I knew Toastmasters is not the place for perfect speakers. It is the place for real speakers with real stories and with slightly sweaty mouths. And the last incident is about helping a teammate. A junior teammate of mine spoke to me, who is struggling to meet his targets. Old me would have given a long checklist, but I took a pass, shared my own experience and the early mistakes which I did in my career. And that one moment created trust between us, and he ended up becoming a strong performer in our team. So, life is all about not always being right, it always about being relatable. Thank you. Back to Toast.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suresh, for the brilliant speech. Overall, we were just enthralled by your speech. Particularly, the word usage is like brain fried like chicken, omelette thrown away like handkerchief. We were just drawn into your speech, Toastmaster Suresh. Brilliant. The second speaker today is Toastmaster Supraja R. Before I call her, I call upon her evaluator, Toastmaster Narendra, to read out the objectives.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Supraja is delivering her speech from the Pathway Presentation Mastery, a Level 1 Project 4 Evaluation Feedback. This project consists of 3 parts. The first part Toastmaster Supraja will deliver a speech, get the feedback from the speech. The second part, she will incorporate that feedback into her speech. And in the third part, she will serve as an evaluator to evaluate another Toastmaster speech. Today, she is doing the first part where she will deliver the speech and get the feedback. Timer, please know that the time is 5 to 7 minutes. And I believe the Toastmaster of the day will announce the title. Over to you, Kumar.
A short introduction about Toastmaster Supraja. She has completed her MBA at the prestigious Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. She is now working in the IT sector as a seasoned strategy and consulting professional. Like Toastmaster Suresh, she also has delegated critical work to her juniors because she trusted their potential and they came out with flying colors. Toastmaster Supraja R, janitor, millionaire and me. Janitor, millionaire and me. Toastmaster Supraja R.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Growing up, I was always told to upskill myself with good quality education and also to learn how to earn money, but not necessarily how to manage it. Normally, the financial decisions were interested upon on the men in my family, just like how it happens for many women in our society. So, it was not until I did my MBA that I realized what the true value of managing your money was. I vividly remember a situation wherein I was sitting in my class with two of my other classmates, and the conversation was something like this. There was this male friend of mine that went, "Hey, did you watch the stock market today?" And this other male friend said, "Yeah, da macha, I lost 32% in the last 2 months in seller stocks. And one of my other friends lost 1 lakh in Dogecoin, you know." And I remember standing there feeling quite embarrassed actually, because I couldn't contribute to the conversation. So that discomfort actually sparked something in me that day. I decided that I wanted to learn. And I also realized that financial literacy isn't something just for men. It's for every human being who wants to own what they earn and want to make sound decisions from it. That's when I stumbled upon a book called The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. This book isn't about formulas or fancy charts. It's actually about real, relatable stories that actually describe how people behave with their money. And today, I'd like to share with you 3 important takeaways that I got from the book. One of the standout stories in the book is about a person named Ronald Reed, who was a janitor and a gas station attendant. And all through his life, he led a very modest lifestyle. He drove a second-hand car and he never wore anything flashy. But when he passed away, it was revealed that he had a striking $8 million in his investment portfolio. No high-paying job, no MBA, nothing. Just smart habits. Habits of saving consistently and also letting compounding do its magic. Morgan very nicely writes in his book. He says, wealth isn't what you see. For a long time, I thought wealth was how much you earn. Well, it's not. It's about the purchases you didn't make. It's about the luxury car you didn't buy. It's about the impulsive purchases that you wanted to do at one point in time, but decided to save instead. And that's when I realized wealth is about saving consistently. That was my first takeaway. The second takeaway, personal finance is personal. It doesn't matter if your friend made lakhs of rupees in crypto or by investing in some foreign stocks. Your financial goals, your risk appetite, and your life stage is something that's very personal to you, and it varies from person to person. So there's no point comparing your investments with that of others because it might go wrong someday. And the third takeaway for me was that compounding is about having the patience to wait and see how your investments turn out. Because Morgan very nicely writes in his book, good investments are not necessarily about making the right decision about the correct stocks, but to stay invested so that you can reap the benefits. So I started very slow. I started with a small SIP, and slowly and eventually I kept learning. I kept looking at resources from which I can upskill myself. And eventually I got the confidence about talking about money to anyone and everyone that wanted to share the knowledge. I defined my short-term goals, my medium-term goals, and long-term goals. And I did not depend on anybody in my family to do that. So, finally I bring you to the most comforting chapter of that book. It's titled, You Are Not Alone. Many times I felt ashamed for starting late, but then I realized it's about starting. It doesn't matter where you are, how much you are earning, it's about consistently learning and growing. And finally, what I personally realized from the book is that you need to have the humility, the patience, and the courage to start. Because many a times, it doesn't matter whether you're a janitor or a millionaire, you need to know that money gives you the freedom only when you know how to behave with it properly. And for that, it doesn't matter whether you're a janitor or a millionaire, it's important that you have the freedom, that you live with it, and you also have the freedom of leaving this world with a happy heart. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmasters Supraja, for delivering that brilliant speech. Personally, I have many of these self-help books like Psychology of Money, Think Rich, Grow Rich, but all of them are like the cover book. I would read maybe 1 or 2 pages and then I wouldn't go forward. But today, Toastmasters Supraja, she's brilliantly shared about how the book about Psychology of Money by Morgan, saving consistently, personal finance and compounding. Kudos to you, Toastmasters Supraja. Please start most importantly. Timer, could you please mention the name of the qualified speakers?
All the 3 speakers are qualified.
Okay, all 3 prepared speakers are qualified. And is the survey ready?
Yeah.
For members? Yeah. Yes, sir. So I request the members to kindly cast the vote of their best speaker, please. Now we have completed the first session of today's meeting, that is the prepared speech session. Now we have come to the fun session, or the more learning session, where even the guests are wanted to come forward and speak. That is the impromptu speech session or the table topic session. For this, I call upon our seasoned Toastmaster Venkatesan on the stage. Toastmaster Venkatesan, as I told, is a veteran Toastmaster. He is well known in Toastmaster circles as the copyright man or any issues related to plagiarism. I have always admired his table topic speeches as it deals with the struggles and stories of a common man. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I have been interested to play the role of TT Master by Toastmaster Pramod in the last moment on Friday. Okay. Table topic is nothing but impromptu speech. You should come onto the stage and think on your feet and deliver the speech. Minimum time of 1 minute and maximum of 2 minutes. There is a excessive time, 30 seconds will be there. First, I'm going to invite Toastmaster DTM Sundararaman. Please. Welcome, sir. Your question is, social media has many faces, and what are the negative ways of it? Not clear. Can you repeat it again? Thank you. Social media has many faces, and what are the negative faces of it? Please explain. Negative faces of social media.
So we all think that the social media is the current trend, and you are all seeing the positive side as well as negative side. But in fact, a long time back, almost 20 years back, we all started the social media with something called the Yahoo group. How many of you are Yahoo group members? Right? So those days also we had a different kind of groups, and it became so popular, and after that then we started having the blog aggregator. So one such blog aggregator was called the Tamil Manam. So where all your popular posts will be aggregated in one particular place where you can see it. And after some time, as you all know, people started talking about taboo topics, primarily politics and religion. So immediately people were targeted, and then people started doing impersonation. So in the name of others, people started sending filthy messages, and it became so annoying things. So people started collecting pictures from others, and then they tried to make it as a criminal offense. One such miscreant was in Singapore, and finally people started giving a complaint, and the Tamil Nadu police went to Singapore the moment that person came to Chennai, and he was arrested. So remember, all this happened 20 years back. So probably you can imagine the situation right now. So definitely situation has become a little worse. At the same time, a lot of corrective actions have been taken. So while this is the kind of trend, as we all know, the social media is indispensable, and definitely passwords cannot be entrusted to others, and you have to take care of it, and you have to be cognizant of the fact that at any time things can go wrong, and you have to act very judiciously. With that, I close my
The next speaker is Toastmaster Barath. Welcome. The question is, humanity during first wave is still there with people. Humanity is still there when at the time of first wave, like Corona, is still there with the people. Others.
Greetings, Toastmasters and guests. It is during the tough time or the tough situation, the humanity comes up and the spirit lives in. So there are few instances during the COVID times and also during the rough seasons of rainy times where we have seen this happen across the city and across the world. One such incident which I got familiar or which I got to know is one incident where it happened in Kolkata, where during COVID there was a little girl, and then our entire family had succumbed to COVID, and she was an orphan. And then she was on the roads, and then her family used to be on the roads. And then when this COVID situation happened, she lost her family, and she was the only surviving member of the family. And she went around the roads not knowing what to do, whom to approach, because the entire city was shut down. But then there were a group of volunteers who went around distributing foods and all for the affected family. And they found this little girl child who were roaming around not knowing what to do. And they inquired with her and got to know about her. And then they also knew that she didn't have any of the relatives and she had no clue of what to do. And then they took her, and then they found an orphanage, and then they took care, and they put her in that orphanage. And not only that, they kept visiting the girl quite frequently, knowing that there is no one to take care and there were no relatives of her, any such. And then recently I read about it, like that girl has been going to school, and her life has been a lot more better than what she used to have with her parents. The only thing, her parents are not there, but then the rest of the things with respect to the education, food and other things got sorted out and got taken care of. So this is where the humanity still exists, and it all peaks whenever there are tough situations around us. Thank you, and over to you.
Next speaker is Toastmasters Praveena Sriram. Your topic is Indian students prefer foreign universities. Why? What India should do? Indian students prefer foreign universities. What India should do?
Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. Indian students prefer foreign universities. Why? At this point in time, I would definitely say Indians are far better living in India than in any other place, especially the US. Because you can take the crisis that is happening over there and then the kind of wars that is happening in so many other places. I feel now it is much better that we all study in India. There's absolutely no dearth of education that is happening over here. It is basically the mindset that we all feel abroad is any day better than being in India. But of course, we have to work a lot, we have to slog it out a lot. But don't you think there are so many famous personalities over here, many successful people over here who have done enough and more? So why is it that we always keep going for this monkey see, monkey do business? 23 years we were in the Middle East. But there was not a single day that I felt that is any day better than here. And we definitely led a great life over there because of all the education that we got over here. It's because of the education that we got over here we were able to shine over there. So it is a total myth, a misnomer to say that you have to necessarily go only there to get a good life, which is not true. Of course, you have good education there, but let's not deny the fact that it is very good over here as well. It's just that we feel, I think it's the colonial era that has brought about this kind of a feeling in us that being a white is always great. And there was this president who said everything we do is always for the white, but when it comes to the toilet paper, I am feeling great when using a white toilet paper to clean ourselves. And that is exactly how I feel. And yes, there is great opportunity here in India, and let's move ahead and make India a great place, because sometimes it is sad to see a great IITian most of the time going abroad and not doing anything for our country. So let's make a difference. Thank you.
With this, I'll conclude my presentation.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for very good topics. All your table topic speeches were also regarding how we face our daily issues, sir. Kudos to you, sir. Timer, could you please tell the name of the qualified table topic speakers?
All three table topic speakers are qualified.
All three table topic speakers.
Qualified.
Yeah. I request the members to cast their votes and the survey shared in the WhatsApp group. Now we have come to the much awaited session of today's meeting, the educational session of our humorous speech contest, DTM Sriram B. DTM Distinguished Toastmaster Sriram has been Toastmasters for more than 10 years, have been past President Distinguished Area Director 2016-17, President Distinguished Director 2023-24, was podium finisher at District International Speech Contest, Table Topics, District Humorous Speech Runner-Up and Evaluation Contest. Also took several leadership roles like Emergence Chair, Division Conference Chair, Training Coordinator for Division Club Mentors, Club Coach, and have mentored many Toastmasters and district contestants. An ardent ice cream lover, and he's a slave for Pongal. He would always salute Toastmasters for making him a better person. Over to you, Distinguished Toastmaster Sriram.
Let's all give a big round of applause for the Toastmaster of the day. The reason why is that, last week, nowadays I'm getting a lot of calls to take some sessions. I don't call it as an education session, that's what I told to Barath as well. I just come and talk. Whether people consider it as an informative or educative, that's up to them. And that's what I told Barath. So, okay, before I say that, thank you so much, your club president Barath. And today being a Saturday evening, one of the toughest day in the life, being a Saturday evening, and you are here and you are going to hear my session today. And at the end of my session, if you all feel that it was informative or educative or it was productive, all the credits goes to your president, Toastmaster Barath. And on the other hand, if you feel that instead of listening to Sriram's session, I would have watched Thug Life 4 times, Kangua 3 times. That credit also goes to Toastmaster Barath only. That's how he delegate task in Toastmasters. And thank you so much, sir. And why I say is, I was keenly listening how he is going to say, because in Toastmasters, when you finish your division director term or area director term, you say past area director, past division directors and all. And it is one of the clubs where they went and said, now it's time for us to invite a person who's down to earth, who's a slave for Pongal, an ice cream lover, who was an area director, who passed away in the year 2016 and 17. And look at how this past has changed into passed away. So in that way, thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful thing. And before I start, there is one such quality in public speaking which is really, really tough. What is that one such quality? Humor. Okay, since it's a humor session, you want to touch upon humor? No?
Audience engagement.
Audience engagement. Okay. What else?
Stage fear.
Stage fear. After seeing me?
Writing a script.
Sir?
Writing a script.
Writing a script. Okay.
Standing
Did you
in front of an audience. Standing in front of an audience.
Standing in front of an audience. That's great.
Confidence, confidence.
Confidence. What else?
Sitting and
timing.
Sitting and listening.
Sitting and listening to Sriram. That is one of the toughest in general, sir.
Adherence to
What
time.
you are doing. Sir, after you suck all the Dinesh here, what I am doing? What I am doing? Actually, I don't know.
Keeping us engaged.
Keeping us engaged. Thank you so much. What else?
Yeah, adhering to the times.
Timer, how much time have left? You haven't started, right? You started, huh? Okay, okay. If you feel the session is so boring, show the red card, I'll go and happily go. Okay, coming back to the question. What else, ma'am? Ma'am, you only. Did I ask any type of an instant level of a question? Is it recorded?
Yes.
I think Sundararaman will post it in Tamil or TM Toastmasters. I saw one person called Sriram doing a big General Evaluator report in the WhatsApp group. What else? Being an art officer. Now is putting it in the Tamil Nadu WhatsApp group. Sir. Sir. So according to me, one of the toughest thing is speaking in front of public and having an eye contact with the audience, and speaking is one of the toughest quality. And today you all have bamboozled me. Big kudos to you, money lover, Supraja ma'am. Because she had 3 beautiful words in her speech. She had words like smart, dashing. She looked at Thomas sir and said it. There was a word called fancy. He looked at president. But I don't know, there was only one instance, and this was the only speaker who had the eye contact with me. Especially when she had, I lost 32,000. Not only once, she did it twice. I lost my humorous skills after seeing you, Sriram. So 2 times she had the only contact. Thank you so much, ma'am. So this is having a personal eye contact is one of the toughest job. Okay. Now I need 2 volunteers, one from this side, one from this side. It's very simple. Sir? Don't open it right now. I'll tell you what. Okay. Yeah. Whom do you like the most and whom do you hate the most? Oh, among these 2, not me. Because Thomas sir don't like you. He always took your blood. Okay. Sir, please open and read it. Read.
It's an empty.
Can you read it?
We cannot hear the empty.
It's an empty.
Your next membership fees will be paid by Distinguished Toastmaster Guruprasad. Congratulations.
What do you have?
I have nothing.
You have nothing. I know. Okay, thank you so much. If I say this is going to be my session and my session is complete, what did we do right now? with these two gentlemen, with these two chits? What did we do now? What did you actually infer from this?
There was
Bring
interest.
surprise element.
Giving a surprise element, correct? Then
Interest, basically same thing.
audience interest.
Curiosity to know what.
Curiosity, then what else? I'm just looking for that one term.
You're putting 1% down.
Cheating emotion on this, come on. I didn't know.
So you put 1% down, 1% up, so that is like, it involves everybody to know, okay, who's going to be up and who's going to be down.
I used to not think that way. What else, sir? What else, sir? That much level of IQ I don't have, sir. I only simply.
He has to pay his membership fees.
He has to pay membership fee. What else?
Involving the audience.
Involving the audience, then?
Somebody will get, somebody will lose.
Somebody will get humor, somebody will not get humor.
Related content.
Related content, okay. What else? This is the only concept which I wanted to share it today with you. Now I think, did you expect this type of a content will be written when you have the chit?
I thought mine will also be empty.
You will also be empty. Sir, when you opened, what was your expectation?
I thought something will be different.
Something will be there. This is what humor is all about. Giving audience an unexpected twist. That is the main mantra in preparing a humorous speech. Nothing else. I'll give you this one line. Okay? Now let's do some activity in making this one line more humorous. Okay? Barath is a DTM. It's a simple statement. If I say Barath is a DTM, darling Toastmasters of Medley. Slightly laughter comes in. Now can we improvise? What else you can add? The same sentence.
Barath is a daring Toastmaster.
Daring Toastmaster. See? Then what else?
Deadly taskmaster.
Deadly Taskmaster. Great. What else?
Dashing Toastmaster.
Dashing Toastmasters. Then what else? What else? Sriram is a DTM. Dubagur Toastmaster. Right? Who's the treasurer of this club? So ma'am, how do you call Barath? Barath is not a DTM. For me, he is an ATM. Anytime cashman. Right? See now how we are improvising it. Now what is that we infer from this small activity?
Twist.
Twist? Yeah, twist. I gave you something captivating, something involvement. I gave something unexpected. Dubakur, he said daring, dashing, everything we have started building it up, right? So in humor, not only we give the twist, not only we give something which is not expected from the audience, something what we learn is always humor can be refined. Humor always, see, I just started with saying DTM. And the moment when I said darling, you started building it up. Correct? So that is one thing which I want to share is humor always is a refinement process. Somebody says, sir, I crack humor, but nobody laughs. It has happened several times for all the contestants. Unless or until you are guru of humor like DTM Guruprasad, like when he stands on the stage, people will be laughing.
Yes, yes.
See, even he sits on the people are laughing. That's the thing, right? People say, sir, what will I do when my humor doesn't work? Very simple. Go back and start refining. That's what it makes me one principle which is called OWL principle, which my mentor, I'm not sure how many of you know DTM, late DTM Kumar, or at least heard about it. CK, yeah. So he was the first person, like in the year 2017, when he was an education speaker for our club. He was the first person. Till such time 2017, I have not tried humor at all because I'm always a serious person, a sensitive person. How many of you think that humor is not my cup of tea? Everyone except you, sir.
They have your wrong cup.
Wrong cup. That is humor for you, guru of humor. How many of you know Abraham Lincoln? In what ways you know him? Not Abraham Lincoln of Medley. President.
Speech. Famous speech.
Famous speaker, orator, communicator.
He abolished slavery.
Yeah, he abolished slavery, son of a cobbler.
Yeah, son of a cobbler.
Son of cobbler. Yeah, he has an inspiration personality. Right? How many of you know that he is one of the most fantastic humor speaker? He has one of the excellent sense of humor.
Yeah. So one of the members said, I am still wearing the shoe that your father stitched for me. He says, I can still mend it.
Correct, beautiful.
Becoming humor at the same time, a retaliation.
And also a message as well. He was mostly the 1,000 times of NSK and whatever humorous you want to say. But there is one such example which literally turned my mind frame to start practicing humor when this was said by my mentor. Abraham Lincoln has a fantastic sense of humor. So it was his dinner party. Being a politician, he needs to arrange a dinner party for 12 people, 12 close knit. And when it comes to politics, you always have a backstabber who always have a bad image for you, always try to have a bad image for you. So it was a dinner table, and Lincoln said, let me go to the washroom and come. So the moment when he was going to the washroom, you know what this backstabber did? He just took a napkin, drew a picture of a donkey and kept it on Lincoln's plate. So Lincoln came, sat, saw this picture, and he pretty well know that it was this person who had done it. So he just turned around and said, sir, when I went to the washroom, by any chance, did you take this napkin and wipe your face and kept it on the table? This was a sense of humor. And this was one thing he said, because all years I knew, like in what ways you all knew how Abraham Lincoln was, but this was something new to me. And this was Churchill said, when you are talking with me, you have lots and lots of humor. Why don't you just put it onto a script and go and deliver on the stage? So if people says humor is not my cup of tea, I think this is a high time that you drink that high tea and say, yes, I also can deliver humor. If Sriram itself can deliver some humor, why can't you all? That's my first thing which I want to say. And I want to dwell deep, which is a simple example which you gave me, which is called OWL principle, which is OWL. O stands for observation. When I started my session, did I crack some news stories or any incident? I just cracked something which happened in the meeting. Correct, especially the eye contact. Especially just pulled out some DTM or the names. Right? So what did I do? I just observed what is happening around. So one professor in a lecture class said, hey students, why are you looking at the outside monkeys when I am there in the class? Simple observation. And the moment when you observe it, what you do, the next step is just write it down. In my WhatsApp, I have a long list. Whichever club I go, just on a casual conversation, whatever, even when I speak to Thomas sir, I literally say, he always says, hey, you and something is like something, yeah. He'll say something on that. And I have lots and lots of new words which he said, I have put it on my WhatsApp itself. So I started writing it down. And then the third one, the L, which stands for link. So when you observe something, write something, somewhere you will get an occasion where you can link it out. And that, the second part of the L is always learn and unlearn. One example which I shared is this DTM example. Any line which you consider that it can't be phrased or it's just not fit for humor, you can always go and refine it. So that's where the learn and unlearn comes in. And I'm not sure how many of you have listened to my district humor speech. I know Guru listened. Okay, there was this one line and it comes in the climax where the story is all about I'm being single all the time, right? And none of the girls accepted me, right? That's the plot of the entire story. And it was in the climax where I just need to do something. I thought, okay, let me not put in the words, let me do something on the slapstick comedy, which is through your non-verbal gestures. So there was one line in it where I'm seeing a girl and she says, I love dancing and I have a weird habit of stealing things from others. Here is your purse. It's a true story which happened to me. So I had 3 combinations which I worked out once in club, area and then in the district, right? So I give you all the 3 options. You can decide which one is the best. Okay, I will not tell you which one was in the club, area, division. You guys tell me out. Okay, so that was a line. So I said, Sriram, I had a weird habit of dancing on the road. Sorry, I always have the habit of dancing on the road and I have a weird habit of stealing things from others. Here is your purse. That was option A. Second option, I always have a weird habit of stealing things from others. Here is your purse. Don't say your purse, say our purse. Sriram, I have a weird habit of stealing things from others. Here is your purse. I also have a weird habit of stealing girls' heart. Here is my heart. Out of these 3 options, which one according to you, was a good one? Last one. How many of you say option A? No. Option B? Option B. Option C? Okay. These are the only 3 permutation combinations. The small line, simple line was being refined.
You won't believe there are actually totally 18 combinations of just this dialogue which we practiced. So the last one, as you said, option C worked out very well in the district, but every time I tried once in the club, once in the area and everything. So when this line, when I tried it in my club level, the joke didn't work out. The moment I started imbibing the other things, when I started having this action, why do I need to do some non-verbal cues, it started working a bit. So always whenever you feel that my humor doesn't work, don't worry at all. That's the best line which will work for you. So that's why you start refining it. That's where the link and unlearn comes. How many of you are here studied in boys' college or boys' school? Sir, always surrounded with. Always in. Okay, how many of you know there is a famous epic Mahabharata? Okay. How many of you know there is one character called Draupadi? Okay. How many of you are aware of this famous gambling scene? Okay. Can quickly someone say what is it in just span of 10 seconds? Dice is thrown. They lose it. And what does Duryodhana say? Remove the sari. When Duryodhana orders, Duryodhana removes the sari, and Draupadi has prays for Krishna, and Lord Krishna comes and gives out the thing. Okay. I'm not sure how many of you have done a stage play in college level or before it. So, since I was studied entirely in boys' college, I was given the role of Draupadi. Because only eligibility days I did not have a mustache at that time. Okay, I was given, makeup was done, I practiced it very hard, and I was given only one dialogue. Lord Krishna, please come and save me. That was the only dialogue which I had. Okay, and before that stage play, there was this one of the famous movie actor who came in and said that he was giving a session and he was saying that if you want to become a theatre artist, you need to live the character. Then only you can boom yourself. Okay, and my roommate name was Krishna Kumar. He was given the character of Lord Krishna. So the stage play was about to start. Krishna Kumar being cocky, he lived that character. Boys' college, the moment he saw one female insect, he was there throughout with it. He never returned back. And the dice was thrown, Sanjaya throws the dice and the order comes in. Duryodhana, remove the sari. I'm here. Duryodhana removes the sari. First round I word, it came. And I need to say the dialogue, Lord Krishna, please come and save me. That bloody burger did not come. He was still flirting with it. And second round passed. Okay. I was like, Lord Krishna, and first time in the history, you would see Duryodhana slowly leaving. Sanjay was helping me. And someone, all the soldiers were like plucking all the curtains. And then you won't believe the last round, it came, I turned very slowly because I was heavy, I could stay only slowly. Everything came, all the pins, everything came. Imagine Draupadi. I'll complete it and listen to you. Imagine Draupadi standing in the center of the stage with Bermudas. Don't imagine too much. So that's why the voice came in. Thank you, Lord Krishna, for saving me into a boy. Believe in your divine force, always there to help you. What do you want to say, ma'am?
Small correction was not Sanjay, it's Shakuni.
Thank you so much. That was my humor actually. That was my humor part actually.
Sanjay is friend.
Friend. So that was my humor actually. Thank you so much. So that part of the humor, that is what we call it as observation. Not an observation comedy. It is called as a silly comedy or comedy of errors. So when I was narrating it in the earlier incident, I said Duryodhana was removing the sari. When I came out, that's why the president of the club phoned me. Very large level phoned me. Sir, actually, Duryodhana did not give the sari. Right? It comes also around. That's what we call as comedy of errors. That's where a comedian puts forward his thought. Okay, but how many of you believe that this incident has happened? One. None of them. Sir, see, tell me in the college lab.
I read this in an article.
Yes, this is absolutely a fake story. This is absolutely a fake story. So it was a famous comedian called Santanam, who's now a famous comedian. That days, he was actually teaching us how to do stage plays. So he narrated this story, and this was one of his winning performance in his college. So he narrated the story, and this is how you need to perform it, right? So what happens is, this is a perfect example of what exaggeration is all about. So you give them a story, even though it has not happened in your life, give them in a believable way.
this could have done. Don't come on the stage and do some hyperbole at all. I just attended a tall tale contest. There was one contestant who comes and says, MS Dhoni was our sergeant at arms. Don't do that at all. So don't go into over exaggeration. You can exaggerate a bit, but don't do over exaggeration, and it's allowed. And how many time I have left, ma'am? Time over.
10 more.
10 more minutes. Okay, this is what we call as exaggeration. So start practicing exaggeration. You can always add in exaggeration. And one of my all-time famous humor speech and the humor contestant is Toastmaster Shamraj. If you have some time, go to YouTube, just type 2015 District 82 Champion Speech of Humor Toastmaster Shamraj. You will find a wonderful speech over there. Okay, in that I'm going to just take one small bit and I'm going to wrap it up this concept. So it was all about Sham, a conversation with this maths teacher. Okay, so the maths teacher said, Sham, can you recite numbers from 1 to 20? And he said, I know what my uncle said, so I started reciting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Super Sham, go ahead. I smiled and continued. Jack, Queen, King, Ace. Right? Now, if you can take all the concepts which we have discussed right now, there was an unexpected answer. Right? Unexpected answer is, you are expecting something on mathematical like 11, 12, he said Jack, Queen, King, Ace. But there is one concept which he beautifully revealed, which is called concept of you in humor, you can be illogical. For example, this is a playing card theme. Where is 1 in playing card?
Yes.
Ace is not number 1, sir. Ace is not actually number 1. So there is no number 1 in playing card. But does anybody has this thought when I was actually seeing? Probably midnight, 12 o'clock, you would call me and say, hey, playing card would you would say, but right now when you are delivering on the stage, you won't have it. Even this eye contact example, this not actually happened. She was seeing somewhere some trees and she was saying something, I lost 32K, but I made it happen. Right? So I can play with some kind of an illogics to add it up to your humor. So that is, you can play with your illogics, you can play with your exaggeration, you can give unexpected. And fourth is one of my favorite, which I practiced. I want to practice a lot in my humor speech, which is called the wordplay. One is DTM. Barath is a DTM, different type of miser. That's what your treasurer said. Right? There are 4 Khans who are dominating this Bollywood industry. Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, Amir Khan, and the 4th is popcorn. Because you spend 1,000 rupees for a popcorn rather than spending 300 rupees for a movie ticket. Right? So these are the small wordplays which you can have. I still have it in my thing. When I went to an astrologist, the astrologist saw my horoscope. This is horoscope. Marriage, no scope. Even RCB can win IPL trophy, but you can't get married. So these are the small things which you can add it up. There is no logic behind it, in what way you just connect it, but you can invoke audience laughter onto it. Yes, Guru, you have something? RCB won. Probably next time when I practice, I'll say, even Dhoni will retire from IPL, but you will not get married. It will be the same thing. So you can always blend all these illogics into your speech and always try to have some wordplay. That will give you a lot of funny bone ticklition, that's how it will give. So these are the few concepts which I wanted to share it with you. And there is something called intellectual humor, which is something where you give a thought process for the audience. It was a professor who said, there is nothing called common sense when it comes to public. Nothing is common here. And in the class he says, sun rises in the east and sets in the west. The student gets up, sir, it's because of earth rotation, not because sun doesn't rise or west. So it's a small thought process which he put forward, and then he develops a humor about it, and he gives his own judgment. So that also you can write out in your speech. You can give any kind of a thought process, and so that will give you. And when it comes to intellectual humor, make sure that at least 80% of the audience are aware what subject you are actually talking about. If I speak something on Guru beautifully sorted, how many of them CA are here? Probably you would have had some content on CA, he just eradicated it from his memory because it would just be a flat circle. So that's why always my mentor CK always says that, Sriram, it's very important to analyze the audience. If you fail to analyze the audience, it's like writing a love letter to whomsoever it may concern. That's what we do on the February 14th, right? So analyze the audience and always practice self-deprecating humor. That is one thing which always try to go and have your own humor running for yourself. Don't pull out others. And I did it in one of the division speeches. I think Guru would mimic. There was one contest master So I had this one line which is called, she was so hot that I lost my cool. So only this line, I went to my club member and he said, contest master is a girl, pull her. That's it. The line entirely changed. She was so hot like our contest master, I will not say the name. She was so hot like our contest master that I lost my cool. The entire meaning of the phrase changed and I just got only slappings and all scoldings in the WhatsApp. So when you try to pull others, make sure that you put it only to that boundary limit. Don't cross that limit, but always it's safer practice to practice self-deprecating humor. And the third thing is topic selection. So what kind of a topic you can choose when it comes to humor? How many of you notice that I'm here without shoes? So what was your impression? Toastmasters I purposefully did this. No, you have people like Sundararaman, Thomas sir, even in this 45 degree of hotness, he will wear with blazers, coats, and some suitcases are there. I don't know what is there inside. And this was one person who saw my post and he said, "You are going to Medley. What color of a blazer you are going to wear?" I didn't reply, and this is what I came in.
Attention.
Seek attention. What else? Sabarimala, no. No seeking attention.
Humility.
Humility. Sir, humility. So which means that it's like no, that Pierce Brosnan, Reed and Taylor marketing, huh? This is 50,000 suit here. You are wearing only 50 rupees. Party with that shirt. What else?
You lost your shoes.
Lost my shoes. That's my next humor.
It was a temple for you, so you kept out.
Wow.
I will use it in my speech. It was much like temple for me. Okay, what else?
You just wanted to make it a talking point.
You just wanted to making a talking point, correct? Since I mentioned about topic, just so what I wanted to. Anybody has any other answer, ma'am? Okay, so what I want to say is topic. You all, almost 80% of the people observed that I didn't wear shoes or slippers over here, but you were not ready to point it out. So that was speaks to the topic selection. Actually, topic is not everywhere, but we fail to notice it. When somebody else spoke about it, I'm not going to face it loudly. That's what it happens. You are confused, ma'am?
I didn't understand the point.
You didn't understand, but actually nobody understands my session also. What I'm trying to say is, if I take 1 minute timer, topic is actually there everywhere, but only we fail to notice. We think overthinking. We do overthinking. Like Guru, some kind of an insane level of topic I need to bring for cracking you, but actually that's not that. Very, very simple. I'll give you the list of topics. So this is my third time which I attended this humor. One is about being single. My first topic was Sriram just a hype fit for nothing. So all the hype which was there in my club, I just made it up and then gave it as a speech. Second speech, I just went to have an haircut in Bangalore, Tony and Day. And what happened? The thing was very simple. The haircut cost was 700 rupees. So I just went inside with 700 rupees and I came out only 700 rupees left in my bank account. So there was a theme around it. So it's just haircut, being single. So all the topics which are just prevailing out, you can just take it up, and then even Guru, Sip, Sap, except Zip, he spoke everything about CJ. Nobody had the dare to take about the CJ role next time. So you can have topics which are just prevailing out there. A lot of people have spoken about CJ, so DTM Manikandan also spoke about CJ. So you can just pick up a topic. Even Shyam, he just took about a simple school concept of having a conversation with a maths teacher. What are the things that he sees it? So coming to the topics, it's just prevail everywhere. You just need to notice it and then get it out. That's what I did. Nothing else. No Sabarimala, nothing at all. So practice self-humor. And the third thing is, So there is one myth in this. Always focus on power of 3. How many are aware of it? Power of 3. Always have 3 words. You don't need to follow it. And deliberately I just broke it out. I went with dyads and also I went with a lot of things. The first line itself is that I have crossed many ages in my life. Stone age, teenage, adult age, now approaching old age, but never seen my marriage. So I used 5 here, 5 rhyming words. So you don't need to necessarily be focused only on power of 3. You can do with dyads and beyond it. So that's one myth. And also people say that whenever you are preparing a humorous speech, have your best jokes at the first. It need not be. It need not be. In my speech, I made sure that my best joke was at the last. But what you need to be very sure is that your graph should have an inclination curve. Like it should start with normally, gradually with a giggle, and then slowly it should increase. And that's what in 2023, Guruprasad did it brilliantly. He started slowly with a giggle, light, flat, and then the curve was actually increasing, and it reaches the peak. And what he did beautifully is he lifted there. And I think that was one mistake which I did it in the finals. I reached the peak, but then in order to pull the contest matter, I did an on-the-spot dialogue which was actually not needed. So when you reach the peak, leave it. And that's what Toastmaster Karikul also did it. First 45 seconds, there was no laughter in Karikul's speech, who became the 2023 champion, and then his graph increased. So there is no myth like always you should have your best jokes. Unless and until you have your script well timed, you can go with this formula. So that's a myth you can break it across. On power of 3 and audience analysis, self-deprecating humor. Okay, these are things which I wanted to say, and slapstick humor, which I said you can do it with your non-verbal cues. So one such line which I had it in my speech was, I went to this beauty parlor and they said, sir, your nails are very untidy and clean. Probably you should have manicure and pedicure. I asked him, what is that? Sir, it's very simple, sir. I'll just put a drop of oil, I'll clean your nails and cut it. It's just 499 plus GST. For this I can. Very simple. So my humor was only with an action. So you can always play with your actions and do this humor. I think these are the things, let me summarize. First is always try to give an unexpected twist that will give you the humor. If you take all the examples, we always have an unexpected twist. And you can add in your exaggeration, but don't cross the limit, don't go for hyperbole and other things. You can have illogical statements as well. Wordplay, something which you can do. Errorful comedy or a silly comedy, you can do it up. Slapstick comedy, you can do it up. And whenever you are doing a thought process, make sure that your subject is at least 80% of the audience are aware of it. And focus on the whole principle, observe, write it up, and then try to link it up. And always, when your humor doesn't work, it always has some more refinement. Concentrate on that. And few do's and don'ts is practice self-deprecating humor. When it comes to topic, it's already prevailing. Just focus on that. Don't think too much. Audience analysis, you don't need to follow power of 3. And you don't need to reserve the best work. And I just wanted to end up by saying this last one, title. So in my club, I have this title. For girls, it's 18. For men, it's 21. I don't know for me when. Being a Kamal fan, I kept this title. My club member told me, "Inna title it? Kamal Hasanke puriyadu." And that's what Barath even said in the division contest. I had this title. For normal people, it's 21. For exception, it's 31. For me, I don't know when. I think Barath, that's what it is. What is the title? If you give to Thomas, what is that title? I don't understand it. So, then in this sheet I kept very simple. Will you marry me? That's it. And when it was said by a contest master who was a girl, that itself will give you a laughter. That itself sets an initial expectation for your speech. So you can have your title in a very smaller manner. Don't have too much. Don't give up all your interviews on that one. I think that's what I just wanted to share it with you all. Title and topic. I mean, this is a start thing which I want to share it. How many minutes we have, ma'am? It's over. Okay, I think time for me is over. And if you have any questions, probably at the end of the meeting, I'll be so happy to answer. With this, I hand over the control back. And thank you so much for the opportunity. And thank you for being such a lovely audience. And if I somewhere pull in anyone, the Nal is out here. Thank you, sir.
I request our club president, Toastmaster Barath, to felicitate the distinguished Sriram.
Thank you, Sriram, for accepting that.
Thank you. It was a brilliant session, humorous speech session by our distinguished Toastmaster Sriram. And we all had so many takeaways, sir, for the humorous speech coming. In fact, the first time I contested the humorous speech was like 6 years ago, and after that I never contested. Because the problem with the humorous speech is that on the spot you'll know whether the joke works or not. Otherwise, in international speech contest, at least you know, okay, maybe what you said was deep and emotional, and people need time to understand. But in humorous speech on the spot, you'll know that when nobody is laughing at your speech hasn't worked out. But his speech actually motivated me to give a try this time, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for giving a session on humorous speech session. We are moving to the final session of today's meeting. And for this meeting, I call upon our General Evaluator, DTM Guruprasad, for the speech evaluation sessions. And I'm happy he's going to pay my membership fees.
My Gmail account is empty. Thank you very much. I'm back, your auditor turned conductor, back to the stage to conduct the final session of today's meeting, which is evaluation. Toastmasters is the only platform, a communications training platform, a leadership training platform that teaches you that listening is also a leadership quality. And here I am to conduct this session. Let us begin by inviting the speech evaluators to evaluate their respective speaker. The first speech evaluator is, I know the topic says, it's no problem if not perfect. So I forgot my evaluator's name. I am telling you. Toastmaster Pugazhenthi, and I forgot his introduction as well.
Suresh.
He will be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Suresh, and I am standing an example for the title. I am not perfect, but inviting Toastmaster Pugazhenthi to evaluate the speech.
Okay. Neither me is an exemption to the title, so I am also imperfect. So it was a wonderful speech by my speaker Suresh. The first thing is I should comment on the topic that is he has chosen. As you all know, nobody is perfect. We all do mistakes, and only the perfect people are so powerful. We are saying giving examples. People who are so powerful are also perfect. We are seeing people who are powerful but not so perfect. I'm not talking about any politicians over here. So those are the two types of people we say. So that title has created some interest immediate that pulled us to what you're going to say. Secondly, you clearly explained that anyone need not to be so perfect to be powerful. Right? It's the effort and the intent on the activity that you do which matters more than trying to be perfect. So that way, you conveyed what you wanted to do, what you wanted to say to the group in a very perfect way. You put the 5 scenarios, which is very well connecting all of us into the 5 scenarios, whatever you explained. As an employee, as a father, as a spouse, and as a Toastmaster member, and also as a team lead or a senior person in the group. So that way, all these scenarios, most of us would have come across that. So that way, the connect with the audience or pulling them into your topic was perfect, and the jovialness and the humor touch was throughout. I don't know whether that fits into the room what Sriram has put up, but still I enjoyed it. I can see a high degree of humor in your speech. Close to that. The one minor observation that I have is towards the end, the conclusion part was a little bit, it was too short, is what my observation. That may be because you picked 5 different scenarios in a short duration, so that forced you to conclude it in a short way. So apart from that, the stage utilization, the body language, the voice modulation, excellent. A big kudos to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My failing to introduce him was intentional. I want to add value to the title of the speaker. He hails from the Murukku town, am I correct, of Kovilpatti. And like any typical Indian, he is also an IT software professional. He shuttles between Chennai and Kovilpatti. He also supports his dad in a family business. He has an interesting fact regarding delegations. When he was running the business along with his father, he used to travel a lot with a driver in their car to do sales all over the neighborhood or the nearby cities. Suddenly he fell into COVID. He was stuck. The business was stuck. So they decided to take a chance. He delegated the responsibility to the driver, because maybe he is like Einstein's driver. You know the story of Einstein's driver. Yes. He has visited all the places. They sent him. To their surprise, the driver came back winning more orders than he could ever have done in the business. And he was appointed as a salesperson himself. He grew well. Now he is with an MNC as a senior sales manager. It's not just a delegation. He also gave an opportunity to grow a career for a person. Let us applaud him and his family. The next evaluator is Toastmaster Narendra, a very popular person in District 120 for the past few months. Those who had attended Discover 2025, you know, he only started the whole event. And not only that, I really appreciate, he had a small role of Sergeant Tom's coming in the stage, starting the event. Just 5 minutes. Peaceful life. But he was present on every preparatory meeting. Toastmaster Jayashri would agree. We had dry runs, we had so many preparatory meetings week after week happening. He would be there sincerely attending, listening to all other performances, giving his suggestions, performing himself. He really proved as a servant leader in District 2025. Kudos to you, Narendra. We are very proud of you. Again, he is also a typical Indian, an IT professional, but he is Shivaji Rajnikant. He is a software solutions architect. And he loves the quote, says, when I learn more, I know less. An amusing quote anyway. And he stands with me with respect to delegation. Delegation means delegate and get out. Believe him. You entrusted someone, thank you. Believe him. Don't go poking your nose every moment. That is called real delegation. With these words, I am very happy to welcome Toastmaster Narendra.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Guruprasad, for that introduction. Having money does not make us financially independent. Learning how to use it does. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Supraja, for this wonderful message on the topic financial literacy. A much needed topic for all of us, because we all earn money, we all try to manage it, we do well sometimes and we struggle sometimes. It's the truth. And this knowledge can actually help us in our own day-to-day life. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. So what did we learn from, or what did I learn from Toastmaster Supraja's speech? What did she do well? And what are the things that she could do better to improve her speech even more? The first thing that I want to commend her for was the content. She clearly established the problem that she wanted to speak about, which is financial literacy. Then she spoke about her takeaways from the book Psychology of Money. And finally, she finished it with a proper conclusion. This is the perfect recipe for a well-structured speech. Well done, Toastmaster Supraja, structuring your speech really well. The next thing that I really liked about her was her delivery. She really owned the stage. She was very comfortable. There was not a moment of hesitation, and she was not nervous. She was not changing her gaze from this side to that side. Her eye contact was really good. Of course, distinguished Toastmaster Sriram had a different view, but she sounded very confident, and she literally owned the stage for the time that she was on it. So this confidence is really good. Keep it up, Toastmaster Supraja. What could she have improved upon? Just a few humble suggestions from this humble Toastmaster. When she said, I learned about managing money during my college days, I thought she was going to speak about some personal story, some difficult situation that taught her some valuable life lesson. But yes, she did speak about her takeaways from the book Psychology of Money. However, she could have transitioned into this particular takeaways a little bit better. Instead of setting the expectation that she's going to go into a personal story and then speaking about the takeaways from the book, you could set the expectations in such a way and then speak about it. So that is one suggestion. And the other one was the voice modulation. When you were speaking about your friend, you used a bass voice. It was not required at that place. You could have just spoken in your normal voice and you could have just changed your stance. That would have been enough. So to summarize, well-structured content, great deal of confidence, and you own the stage, and the build-up to the main part of your speech could have been slightly better, and also use voice modulation only if it's required and if it's necessary. Just utilizing these suggestions, these humble suggestions, I think would take your speech to the next level. All the best, Toastmasters.
Thank you very much, Mr. Narendra, for your evaluation. To evaluate the third speaker, I am going to invite Toastmaster Jayashri. We know her, most of the Medley members know her very well, and she was also very popular in the recent past when she conducted the whole contest program of Discover 2025 by being the program chair. I worked with her closely. I really cherished those days and those moments I worked with her during the contest. For her, delegation is not doing less, but achieving more, because she went through the cycle of delegation, starting as a milestone chair in one of the Medley meetings to the district program chair in Discover 2025. Life was all about identifying the right people, delegating the right tasks, and getting them done. It's not just about delegation, it's about the clarity and ownership that you have when delegating tasks is her quote with respect to delegation. I would like to invite Toastmaster Jayashri to deliver a right.
A good speech can either be a window to somebody's world, or it can be a mirror that reflects our own. Today's Thomas speech is more than a window into Dinesh's world, not Dinesh, but a mirror of our own biases, of our own thought process, of our own conviction, held us to say that, reflect that social message, which is to treat humans as humans. Now, this speech, which had a universal message, had three important pointers that I really loved. Number one, the speech was infused with empathy in every single character, every single word that was spoken. I didn't hear Dinesh's story, but I did feel Dinesh's story through this speech. That's number one. Number two, the central character of the story, the catalyst, Dinesh, was not just a character, it was humanized. Voice, face, and a story. Face, Sachin Tendulkar with a straight hair, we could easily map it. Voice, the innocent voice of Dinesh when he asked, "Sir, people call me Chinkies." That brought his tone. And the story of Dinesh, what he was, and what happened, that humanized the character of Dinesh, which is very important here. The third thing that I liked is the speech is made universal with a powerful social message and a call to action. It didn't stop with Dinesh's story. It went one step beyond. Do you have a gardener? Do you have a helper? Are you a Madrasi? It was also meant for the audience here to think about that one character in our life and to treat them as humans. So these three powerful things that I really liked in this speech. Now, how can we improve this better? I said this speech is a mirror of ourselves. With this mirror, I see there are certain places that are fogged. Now, what are those? Can anyone tell me how many characters were there in the speech? Guru was thinking. There were at least 6 characters which I could count in the 7-minute speech. Chinku, Chandan, Dharma. I couldn't even recollect the names. There were too many characters that we were not able to follow a lot. If there are, not every character in a speech has to be named. It can be even unnamed, so that it doesn't dilute the core story, right? For example, the Panchayat son. So I was thinking, who is the Panchayat? What is he going to do? Maybe we can directly name him as an aggressor Chandan. An adjective with a character would make us even more remember better. Dharma, who's been a companion to that Dinesh. So he can be Dharma, the companion. So that will define the character. So that fog can be cleared by limiting the characters, number one. Number two, there were transitions that I felt could be handled better. It was a speech, it was going to a flashback for a central India, and then you are coming back again to Kerala, and then you came back here, 2 months back you are going again to a Christmas story. So I felt like the transition within the speech could have been handled better. Now with this, overall it was definitely a universal speech with a powerful message. It had visual, face, effect of the characters. If you could work on the transitions and minimalize the characters in your speech, it would be definitely better. Back to the
very much, Toastmaster Jayashri, and you heard it from my team of entrusted evaluators delivering their direct evaluation on the speeches. So that brings an end to the first part, the direct evaluation part, and also that brings an end to the IT team. Here I am bringing my background evaluators one by one. The first person, Toastmaster Hema, is a practicing sports physiotherapist and also lives to her profession. She has volunteered to some of us when she identifies some problem in us. One day I was struggling to sit and stand. She came to me and said, "You seem to have a problem." And she also gave me a couple of suggestions on how to overcome my problem with back. So she volunteers to help. That's one of the fundamental qualities of being a servant leader in Toastmasters. I really appreciate it. She's very proud of one achievement. She delegated a set of players to a badminton tournament and they ended up winning the tournament. She's very happy about the decision she made to delegate them. I welcome Toastmaster Hema to deliver the timers report.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters, once again. Just for the prepared speakers, Toastmaster Suresh finished in 7 minutes 19 seconds, and Toastmaster Supraja 6 minutes 45 seconds, and DTM Thomas Abraham 6 minutes 30 seconds. And for the table topics, DTM Sundararaman 1 minute 49 seconds, Toastmaster Barath 1 minute 47 seconds, Toastmaster Praveena 2 minutes 8 seconds. And for the evaluation, Toastmaster Kumar 2 minutes 11 seconds, Toastmaster Narendra 3 minutes 2 seconds, Toastmaster Jayashri 3 minutes 44 seconds.
That was crisp and appropriate. Now I have a mechanical engineer to invite on the stage, the person who I forgot in the beginning, but later compensated by thanks to Toastmaster Suresh. Topic that you don't need to be perfect. I was not perfect in the beginning, but I'm really happy to invite Toastmaster Balaji, the R counter, who is a mechanical engineer and a deputy general manager in Carrier, looking after sales operations. He always delegates tasks based on the person and the task to be done, and he provides guidance and advice in the background. What I appreciated in his opinion on delegation is delegation also involves ownership and accountability. You just don't throw it to others. He always takes the ownership while lets the other person carry out the task under his advisory. With these words, I am happy to invite Toastmaster Balaji.
Yeah, so congratulations to all the speakers. Toastmaster Dinesh, TMoD, used 3 R, 1 and 1 so. Toastmaster Supraja. Toastmaster Suresh is a clear speech, and Toastmaster Supraja 2 repeated words. DTM Thomas sir 1 repeat word. And Toastmaster Barath 3 R. Toastmaster Pugazhenthi 2 repeated words. Others are all clear speeches.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Balaji. I hope you are now clear about where you stand with respect to saying something and saying something unwanted. The last person I am going to invite, I hesitate to do an introduction because it's going to take more than 15-20 minutes in educational session. We all know him, distinguished Toastmaster Sampath, who is one of the founders of this club. Beyond that, we have so much to tell. He is a PhD doctorate from IIT Madras, and he is an environmental specialist. And what I came to know from Toastmaster Venkatesan is when patenting itself was allowed in India, in those period when it was new to India, he already had obtained his patents.
1974,
You forget it, we are not into statistics. But he was there at the forefront. He was there at the forefront when Toastmasters happened. He was there at the forefront when industry was booming. He was there in the forefront when people were traveling abroad. He was there in Middle East, not only carrying out his profession, but also building a large Toastmasters network in Middle East. We are really proud to have him, but he has a peculiar introduction. He says he's a crazy fellow who does not want to leave Toastmasters even after 23 years. 23 years, my friends, his life in Toastmasters. For all of us, Medley is a mother. For him, he treats Medley as his foster child. He says he's a lazy fellow who loves to delegate everything. We just saw in the beginning how he gave a topic. And he is also author of Grammar Bloomers, and he has an opinion on everything and anything under the sun. Some English words, all in all, incorrigible and inescapable. Distinguished Toastmaster Sampath sir, and General Grammarian. You are going to see his delegating powers now.
Grammarian and Sub-Grammarian.
Good afternoon once again, General Evaluator, Toastmasters and friends. I will start with a nice part of the Grammarian's report. DTM Sundararaman will do good usages by our members.
Yeah, today I could see more than 60 good usages in the last 2 hours. First, let me talk about the alliterations. The alliterations started. I hope all of you are aware what alliteration means. So TMoD used the word setting the stage. Then speaker number 1, Suresh Kumar mentioned calm and composed. Speaker number 2, contribute to the conversation. And standout stories, comforting chapter, happy heart. That's all from speaker number 2, Supraja. Then speaker number 3, Thomas Abraham, freedom fighters. Then evaluator Narendra, life lessons. Then evaluator number 3, Jayashri, central character. And General Evaluator Guruprasad, interested evaluators. These are all only list of alliterations. Now let me read out all the good usages. Sergeant at Arms started with the good words like ground rules, noiseless meeting, crosstalk, warm smiles, avid reader. Presiding Officer Toastmaster Amirtha, reverse experiment, soul fulfilling. Guest Balaji Arena. Toastmaster of the day Dinesh, burnt out, no room for others. General Evaluator Guruprasad, benchmarks. Grammarian Sampath, encouraging quote, hinder, as diplomatic as possible. Again, Toastmaster of the day, setting the stage on fire, creating a space for others. Speaker number 1, Suresh Kumar, yes man with no clue, fried chicken, eyes red. Chasing success, adorable, perfect father, crime scene. Then some similes like omelette, like a folded handkerchief. Speaker number 2, Supraja, upskill, vividly remembered. Financial literacy, second decision, sound decision, stumbled upon. Fancy chart, risk appetite, stay invested, slowly and eventually. Money gives you freedom. Speaker number 3, distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham. Revisited, wayward son, protect innocence, moral shield. Life was indispensable. Table topic master Venkatesan, think on your feet. Table topic speaker Sundar, be cognizant. Table topic speaker 2, Barath, rough seasons, humanity still exists. TT speaker 3, Praveena, no death, mindset, slog it out. Monkey see, monkey do business. Colonial era. So, education speaker DTM distinguished Toastmaster Sriram, bamboozle, infinite process, owl principle, which was an acronym, comedy of errors, and the wordplay, horoscope, no scope. Then inclination curve, evaluator number 2, Narendra, own the stage, sounded confident. Evaluator 3, Jayashri, thought process, went one step beyond. And the fogged mirror. So totally around 60 good usages I could find out in the last 2 hours.
See, he has set a very good example for all of you to follow. Many of the grammarians, what they do, anything more than 3 syllables, they note. You say beautiful, 3 syllables, no use. Beautifully, 4 syllables. Beautifully is a good usage. I find a lot of people are doing that. You really try to see what impressed you. That becomes a good expression. More of expressions than of words themselves. And in his speech as a TT speaker, he did bring about another 2-3 words. Aggregators, he said. It's very rarely used nowadays and indispensable. That word is dispensable nowadays. I'm not hearing much about that. And taboo topics also, which is a taboo topic with our Toastmaster related, but he brought it to the social media. Okay, now going for my grammarians, other using. DTM Guruprasad used the word of the day 3 times, and Toastmaster Supraja used it once, Toastmaster Venkatesan used it once. If somebody has used and I missed, sorry for that. Which only shows interest உங்ககிட்ட கொடுத்ததுக்கு நீங்க ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ணல. Okay, coming to the usage of English, I'm not going to individually point out any mistakes, which is a courtesy in Toastmasters, but certain general things. But positive things I can certainly say. Dinesh CJ, very free flow, confident English, and Toastmaster Suresh, good English, good expression, but more than anything else, the number of similes he brought into it. Similes are very useful, they are very simple, and they can sometimes bring out a smile, but always lead to better understanding. So simile is a very powerful thing. Most people do not use that. Please think about it when you prepare your next thing. Toastmaster Supraja, very good English, but there was a good thing with a problem solver also in that. Bad thing, many of the sentences are quite long. It is said if your sentence goes to the 3rd line, people forget how you began your sentence. So shorter sentences are better, but you redeemed yourself by a very nice trick. You broke the sentence in the right places and gave proper pauses so that we can easily understand even your long sentences. But this is not easy to practice, so let us cut down the sentences. And another thing I found very interesting, that is a very rhetorical device used often by politicians. She said, it's about something, it's about something, it's about something. Going on repeatedly using that structure that emphasizes the points very nicely, which is not commonly used by many of us. And of course, regarding Sriram, I have no comments because humor has no grammar. In fact, I decided not to look for anything. One of my mentees has won the district more than once. One of his strengths is his grammar is bad. Even that brings out some laughter, but he likes it, he is living with that and he is profiting from it. So don't worry, if you are really humorous, don't worry about your grammar. And one general takeaway, of course, DTM comments, no comments at all. No, Dan Martin, you cannot question. Narendra and Jayashri, they have always impressed me with their good English. Today also was a repetition. Pugazhenthi has got a very good English, but somehow I found that he is not in his elements today. He was a little bit thinking when he was speaking, I don't know what happened. But the general takeaway is this: at least 4 or 5 people have done this long sentences, folding back, going some part in the sentence and then going little back and then coming out like this. Because it is more like an accountant's job, like they are thinking and repeating something, but that spoils the flow of the sentence. This is not uncommon, especially in table topic it happens because you are not prepared any script. So on the spot it does happen that way. So this is an important takeaway, and in addition, the long sentences you try to avoid as much as possible. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmasters, Sampath Sir, Rajan and Sundararaman. Next time, VP, if you are giving me an R counter role, I am going to demand 5-6 people, one for R, one for room, one for there, one for I, one for you know. I have so many, some R counters along with me because he has paved the way. Jokes apart, particularly guests, I hope now you understand how we improve by attending club meetings. There is no one English teacher standing in a corner warning you with a stick, you are right, you are wrong. We are all teachers, we are all students. Meeting after meeting, next meeting, DTM Thomas may be the grammarian and I may be delivering a speech and he will be delivering table topics. It's called mutually supportive and positive learning environment where we learn together from others' wisdom as well as others' mistakes. This is a specialty of Toastmasters. I'm really glad that you are present here when we had so many good speeches and so many good evaluation reports. Now comes my final report as a General Evaluator of this whole meeting. First observation is, the WhatsApp group was created in time and it was shared with the people, but only one small suggestion on the WhatsApp group is, it still contains content from meeting number 802 or 803 in April and May. Please delete all those. Whenever a WhatsApp group is created for meeting number 840, let us have only content related to 840. I searched something and I went up to May or something. Please delete. Whenever a meeting happens, keep the conversation of that meeting alone. However, it was on time. With respect to meeting, SAA did a very good job. He gave a very good introduction to the meeting, and Presiding Officer, she gave a very nice story about a pebble story, pebble, sand, rock. I want to add on top of it. She asked us, is the bottle full? No, it was not full. I will bring a glass of water and I can still pour a glass of water and make it full. This is the full story. But however, it was a very appropriate story to give a word of wisdom to the members. I really appreciate it. TMoD had a clear idea and he explained why he chose the theme. He did not force the theme on us. He told us a reason why he chose the theme. We all started adapting to the theme. That was very good. One observation is, when TMoD was delivering something, our special guest of the day, education speaker, was already there at the doors. Yes, we have a process in Toastmasters that when somebody is speaking, you should not enter, you should wait for the applause to happen. But we have a special guest. You could have taken a pass and invited him alone, recognized him, then continue with your speech. It's not for other members. If you are late, you better wait till the applause happens. But for chief guest or special guest, you can give a small concession. Of course, G forgot one of his key team members. That's wrong. Of course, he corrected later with some adjustments thanks to Toastmasters Suresh's topic. Grammarian had a very nice way of introducing his team, his topic, everything. In between, there is a small delay in adjusting the cameras. I suggest whether the XCOM is present or not, someone share the camera and let that camera be the recording device for the entire meeting. There is a small delay because of resetting the camera. With respect to speeches, yes, you don't need to be perfect to be powerful. A good lesson to me and an example for me today. You are very good in your vivid explanation of things that are happening in your house. I really enjoyed it. Second one by Supraja, janitor, millionaire, me. A very calm and composed, a speech very pleasant to hear. You were well planned, well organized, you delivered it the way you wanted to deliver. You did not go with the audience, change your style. I really appreciate it. Of course, distinguished Toastmaster was a speech filled with emotion. So we had a vivid speech, we had a calm and composed speech, we have an emotional speech. What else do you need to learn about communication if you want to grow as a leader? Let us give one more big hand to all those speakers. One small suggestion, whenever a speech is over, TMoD, while introducing or commenting, you can comment based on the content. For example, he said about Dinesh or blood of Kerala, you can say something. But never give your opinion about saying it's a brilliant speech, a great speech, because people are going to vote on the speech. Your words of appreciation should not influence the voting of the speaker. So you can give a sub-comment based on your experience on blood or your experience on your stock investment, etc. Do that way. And one general advice is DTMs shall not be called as DTMs. Meaning, the DTM abbreviation shall only be used in writing. When you are inviting them on stage, they shall be always called as Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham, Distinguished Toastmaster Sampath. Please practice this meticulously. This is a Toastmasters culture. And table topics, one important thing to remember is to announce the topic very clearly, both to the speaker as well as the audience. The standard practice is Toastmaster Venkatesan, this is your topic. Then you make a slight turn, look at the audience. Toastmaster Venkatesan, this is your topic. So first time he listens to the topic, second time audience understands the topic. Be very loud and clear. And always a suggestion is to mix with one Toastmaster, one guest, one Toastmaster, because guests get the only opportunity to climb the stage on table topics. Then with respect to educational session, we really loved your educational session. It was very informative and useful because it came from your own personal experience. You are not teaching us William Shakespeare's poems. You are speaking from your experience. So all those small pointers that help embellish the humorous speech were very useful. However, one suggestion is whenever we are inviting an education session with more number of guests over here, it is better to explain. Some of them were amused. Okay, he is talking about humorous speech. At the same time, he is talking about so many things that doesn't make sense. We need to tell them that there is a humorous speech contest that's going to happen soon in Toastmasters. So we have invited a champion humorous speaker to deliver a session on how to include humor in your speech as well as win that competition. Then the guests would have understood, okay, this is beyond humorous speech. It's also about a competition which we don't know. Everyone knows humor, but not most of them know about humorous speech contest happening in Toastmasters. For your benefit, he is our recent humorous speech champion of District 120. He came here to deliver a speech to train us, teach us how to improve humor in your speech and also win the contest. Otherwise, it was good. These are only comments and tips. I'm not blaming you for anything. And of course, he himself said that he is trained by none other than Santana himself. What else you would expect from a speaker like this? Before I end up, one final comment is, I'm a bit amused on this notebook. Please make sure that every general evaluator is filling this out. The previous entry is on meeting number 820 and today is 840. So, so please ensure that every general evaluator fills it up. I'm amused by one fact that it even has questions for general evaluator himself or herself. I'm not challenging you, but please check, because how would I say no to any of these questions? I am the general evaluator. I will say I am the best in today's meeting. Maybe this could be filled up by the club lexicon, at this point alone, it could be filled by the club lexicon, because today I made a terrible mistake. This could be entered and said that he did not even remember the name of one of his team members. I will never take it. I will say everything was good with Guru. It's a small suggestion to you. So I'm really glad to be back at Medley after a long time and playing a very key and crucial leadership role in Medley meeting. Thank you very much for entrusting me with this task. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for your recommendations. I'm sure that your recommendations will be taken good, sir. Particularly the way he said it. It's like a chocolate coated broccoli being given. And I'm sure that these recommendations will be taken forward by everyone. I request all the members to vote for the best speaker, evaluator, best tag player, and best role player also. It's shared in the WhatsApp group right now. Apologies for the guest actually, so we couldn't call you for the table topics because it was very brief. Overall, it was a brilliant session. I thoroughly loved the three speeches, the education session by distinguished Toastmaster Sriram, and the evaluations also. And I'm looking forward to the next session. For now, I'm giving to our Presiding Officer Toastmaster Amirtha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh. When Barath asked me yesterday to be the Presiding Officer, it was a little late. I was a little apprehensive about it. But I think the meeting went very extraordinarily well. The ESCOM was away, and then we had very few members to start with, and then everybody came in. And I feel very happy that it went better than expected. Can we have some guest feedback? Sir, I don't know your name. Can you come and tell us how you like the meeting?
Hello everyone. My name is Vijay. So I am a development professional. So second time attending meeting here. First time attending Anana. Just to see how the energy feels. So I came here. So it's very vibrant. And I think the age group also a little mixed up here actually. So there I met very young people, mostly from colleges. So here I can see matching himself more actually. So I have to feedback. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much. What about Sai Sandeep? Would you like to share a few words?
this is Sai Sunday. I think this is my 5th or 6th Medley show. I'm still not a Toast member here. But yeah, I do know the procedure, everything is very good, and today it was very exceptional. I mean, I felt I was in a competition, so all the speeches are very good. I really loved it, and obviously energy is always very good here, so that's why I wanted to enroll. No sessions as such, it's a very good place, and what I expected is all here. So yeah, no, sir.
Very good, thank you so much. Who is the guest? Is the guest Sandhya?
Good evening, everyone. This is my second time here at Toastmasters, and yeah, it was good. And who was it? I mean, it's a nice way to, pass your 2 hours on a Saturday. That's what I feel.
Yes, please.
So when I came, when the whole session started, I was really clear on how this whole thing works. This is the first time I was coming. Say kudos to all the speakers. I've never seen such speeches like this. And the timer there, it was like, it was all very, very well structured. So even people who deliver and Guru sir, he was there, and you had the arm counter behind. I was like, now became very conscious, like you should start thinking and all of this. These are real eye openers for me at least, because I've been the first time here. It was nice inviting the guests to come and have an understanding of all of this. And every Toastmasters here, I know, I'm not very clear on the terminologies you use, but you guys really rock. You know the subject, you've been like so experienced here. So I just thought I should share this with you being the first time too. So yeah, thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed the meeting. I would like to just share that Toastmaster Pugazhenthi has completed his level 1. And I would like to recognize first time role player. It's again Toastmaster Pugazhenthi as the first time evaluator. We have one announcement about next week, which is that we're going to have our club campaign next week. So the meeting will not be happening here, it will be the same time, but it will be happening in the next building, it's Kumar School. We'll be sending out the flyers and guests also will get that information. Same time at Kumar School. It's a club campaign meeting. So we request all Toastmasters to come and attend and also spread the word to your friends. Do we have the winners information? Maybe I should invite one last young guest we have, Amirtha. Yeah. Would you like to come and share a few words? She's 14 years old and I think she would be joining Gavel Club because of her mother had brought her here. Gavel Club, yes. Oh, okay.
Good evening to everyone. So I have observed a lot of different speeches in my school as well as outside. But today I got to know the different types of speeches, humor, emotion, many different kinds of speeches. So it was a very interactive club.
Okay, very good, very good. I'm so glad you enjoyed. I'm so glad you came. We'll just wait and announce the winners.
Maybe in the meantime, you can share any highlights from OTP who attended.
Yeah, well, actually, I didn't go, so maybe one of the
Invite
EXCOM members.
our president to come and deliver.
Yeah, why don't you come and share?
Come. You can let us know anything special from the OTP.
OTP, with all 7 of the EXCOM members, we attended the OTP, and we have this CSP, Club Success Plan, which we started to do it, and in the upcoming weeks we will have to do it. And then there were individual breakout sessions for each of the roles, which we have attended, and then it also went to an extended time. In fact, we had participated, and then there were a lot of questions. So overall, all the EXCOM felt like we were able to relate our role. We have to most of the things we also follow in Medley, and then there were some things that we also they quoted like examples from Medley how we do in this club. So in that way, we were also able to contribute to the other participants of the individual training program. In that way, we felt good, like most of the things we were able to follow in Medley, and then some we had given us a feed to the other members. So that was one good thing. And the other thing is, overall, we also experienced for the other overall general about Toastmasters. There was one session more about Toastmasters, which was given by Toastmaster R. So that was also a benefit to all of us. And then it was a well conducted OTP and all the XCOM, and then Toastmaster Praveena was playing the recognition chair. Toastmaster Thomas was one of the trainers. So there was a good representation of Medley in the OTP, and I hope the upcoming OTPs also there will be good representation from Medley, and also we learn a lot. Thank you, and over to the Presiding Officer.
We are ready to announce the winners. The best speaker goes to Toastmaster Suresh Kumar, who was not perfect. The best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Praveena. The best role player goes to Distinguished Toastmaster Guruprasad. The best tag role player goes to Distinguished Toastmaster Sampath.
Cut this and share with
Yeah, we'll give you one.
Thank you. Can give it.
And the best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Narendra. Okay, the sound of this level, I declare meeting number 840.
An informal request. Ultimate Toastmasters Club, they are looking for a